the words of my lips and the meditation of our hearts are always acceptable to you, our strength and our salvation. Amen. Please be seated. So if you were here a few weeks ago when I celebrated Epiphany, you heard me say that the Epiphany season, and this is the second Sunday of the Epiphany season, is about aha moments, right? Revelation, epiphanies. Discovering something new. So, you probably also heard me say that a preacher is allowed to have 3 points, and after that, the crowd goes to sleep and you're going to miss them. So, limit it to 3. I'll try and do that. The gospel reading this morning, of course, is familiar to us all. The wedding feast of Cana, known as the first miracle. And the revelation of Jesus as someone who could turn water into wine. And note that his disciples were there. They had been called. They were present. So they saw him turn water into wine. Note also the relationship between mother and son. They have no wine. Not our business. Let go and let God. Not for me. But they have no wine. Do what he says. Which kind of traps him, doesn't it? And so he does what mom says, and he takes care of the problem. Note also that it was filled to the brim, 20 to 30 gallons. Jesus liked a good party. Jesus knew the importance of community. Jesus knew the importance of gathering in the good times that sustains us in some of the more difficult times. And so the people of St. Mary's are gathering this morning as a community in your annual meeting. Point 1. Then I'm going to move to your first reading, the reading from the book of the prophet Isaiah. Yeah. The Israelites were the chosen people of God, were they not? That they had an easy time of it? Not so much. And that's that area of the world, I don't know whether it's the earthquake fault or the water or what it is, but that area of the world has been a controversial area from the time of Abraham even to our present day, has it not? And so here we have the Israelites in the Babylonian captivity, and they're saying, if we're the chosen people, what's up with this God? And the prophet says, remember, the Lord delights in you, and you shall be married. Now in the ancients, it's virgin, mother, crone. You shall be married. So you're going to have a fruitful time, a time of new relationships, bearing fruit. Not bad for a community looking for a new rector. What do you think, folks? Okay? You're in a waiting time, but you're going to be married. Calling of a new rector is, in many ways, like a marriage. It's a coming together, a matching of gifts and talents for the benefit of both that should be bearing fruit. Okay? So that's my second book. A footnote for that point is Revelation. And since I was here last, I have investments. Not new to you, but new to me. Symbolism. Sometimes when you're in a difficult time, like the Babylonian captivity, like a time of waiting, sometimes the words don't work. The prayer that comforted you before just ain't working. And you know, I work in chaplaincy, 40 years in healthcare. I'm with a lot of people where what once comforted them doesn't comfort them anymore. And sometimes when words don't work, symbolism does, right? So, you have a Trinitarian symbol here that you get to look at. You have the 3 fishes with their fins, very nicely done. In a circle, the never-ending circle of God, no beginning, no end. 3 distinct fishes. They're not, the Father is not the Son is not the Spirit is not the Father. There are 3 different distinct fishes, fish being simple, in a circle, a divine circle, all intertwined, a symbol of divinity. And you have your St. George's cross on the flag, the red on the white field, the ship sailing through the waters, the future of St. Mary's. That's meant to call your eyes up to the same symbol behind the altar. Lifting your mind and eyes to God. So if the words aren't working, sometimes just sitting in the church, seeing the light through the stained glass window, seeing the symbols can comfort and strengthen and support. Does it not? That's my footnote on my second. And now the third. What reading could be better for an annual meeting other than a focus on the different gifts? We say, give us this day our daily bread. We forget that the gifts we need for each day are not the same. And we all don't need the same gift. But that God gives each of us the gifts we need for that day. The talents, the gifts, the resources. The gifts St. Mary's needs in 2016 aren't the same gifts you needed in 2010. And in God's wisdom, you will get the right one. And the right people will be in the pews, and the right folks will be up here for the challenges ahead. So, I'm going to read again the epistle reading. And when I do, the idea of that first reading, that St. Mary's, the Lord delights in you, and your land shall be married. Now, there are a variety of gifts, but the same Spirit. There are a variety of services, but the same Lord. And there are a variety of activities, but it is the same God who activates all of them in everyone. To each is given the manifestation of the Spirit, not for themselves, not for their own glory, but for the common good. To one is given the spirit of utterance of wisdom, and to another the utterance of knowledge according to the same Spirit, to another faith by the same Spirit, to another gifts of healing by the same Spirit, to another the working of miracles, and to another prophecy, to another the discernment of spirits. That's your search committee, the discernment of spirits. To another the various kinds of tongues. To another the interpretation of tongues. All of these, all of you, are activated by one and the same Spirit, who allots to each one individually, just as the Spirit chooses. Amen.